Okay, so before we formally start, I need some input from the chat. Um, Fedora or no Fedora? My fate's in your hands. But also, we need to do a mic check. So, Alexi, go ahead and just start babbling on about anything that ain't
Te-
involving anything that don't involve the podcast.
testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, they can hear you.
Alright.
They can hear you, but we just have to make sure you're not too loud or too soft. You know how things go
Okay.
around here.
Yeah. Uh, Looks like they're saying Fedora.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is saying Fedora. Where's my mod squad in on this? It's up to you guys for my mic check. Come on, mods. Where am I saw a
I
couple of
know.
them in here.
Yeah, I was like, I saw Bella, I saw Shrix.
Yeah, I know. Where is everybody? Mod squad? Am I good? Are we good? Can we get
We're
rolling here?
good.
I may not have a mod, but I do have a sword. Wait, is Jake one of your mods?
uh, no, Jake is someone I met through some other streams.
Oh, I know who Jake is. I know who Jake is. I met him through John. I think
Yeah,
so. Yeah, I think he's talking about something else, but that's not the
right.
topic of today's stream. Okay,
Right,
everyone's
right.
saying Fedora, so I'm going to keep the Fedora on. All right. All right, well, I take it since my mods aren't saying anything, I guess we could just start rolling, so.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta do one more thing. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow PokeNERDS of the world, welcome to the PokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us PokeNERDs to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the Top Goon Spence of the Poke Network. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who my current guest of honor is tonight, allow me to formally introduce you to her. She is a lady that I met during the Alpha Shiny Showdown, and to this day, she still credits me for her Shalfa luck that happened after I raided her.
Yep, totally.
I was super jealous of that fact. But on top of that, she is also one of the top Masuda roulette runners that I know, and also the biggest bunny lover on the face of the earth. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stream, Alexis, aka BunearyQueenAlexis.
What up, what up?
All right, so a little disclaimer about today, guys. Normally when I schedule a podcast, I schedule them like at least like maybe 3 weeks in advance, so that way the guests have a chance to set their schedule right and to actually say that yeah we can do this day, and then just wait for the day to come, and then we're like yeah we can still do it. But unfortunately, the guest that was supposed to be here today wasn't going to backed out literally last Sunday. And as I was looking and contacting previous guests, Lexi stepped up to the plate, and she is here today for her time in the spotlight. She initially was going to be in season 3, but now she's here in season 2. So again, Alexis, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and hang with us, and make sure that the season continues to be strong, and I can still pop off 10 episodes of podcast. 10 episodes a season.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. All right. So as per some of my community members who are podcast guests, they have seen previous podcasts, so there's honestly nothing I can say that's going to surprise the guests today, but that's why I'm here to learn all about what makes her the nerd she is. So, as you probably know, Alexis, the first thing I like to do is to get the guests to formally introduce themselves and explain what types of content they produce through Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, etc. And just a retrospective on your Twitch journey, when you started, what got you into it, out where you are now. So you have the floor. Go ahead.
My name's BunearyQueenAlexis. As Vince said, I primarily do Masuda because the Scarlet and Violet allows us to hunt multiple Pokemon at once through eggs. I sort of kind of coined the Masuda roulette term, and just about all the time we're hunting 5 different Pokemon at once. If it's less, well, we only have those Pokemon left of a particular egg cycle. with the occasional sandwich hunts getting thrown in, just because I can isolate only that particular Pokemon for that area. And I would say occasionally, I'll do a Nuzlocke, and that's because there was an idea spawned in, and a buddy of mine ended up wanting to do a versus of it.
Hmm.
And so we'll only ever do it when he's in town at that point, if we ever did one. And think as far as like on Twitch, I started a little over a year and a half or so ago, and what's kind of spawned me wanting to go live and stuff was seeing all my friends having fun and stuff, getting shinies and everything. And I was already shiny hunting as well and playing other games, and things would happen that it's like, oh, that'd be a cool clip. And then you go look, and it's like, oh, right, the streamer wasn't right there, so we have no way of playing it back and showing what happened versus just explaining what happened.
Let's see. But why did you what caused you to hit that go live button for the first time? What made you want to go, I want to become a streamer?
And I always thought about streaming, and it's like just like seeing how much my friends were having fun and doing it. And that was really the idea. It's like just let's chill and have fun. If we get shinies, cool. If not, at least we hung out and had a good time. And there's been plenty of times that we've not gotten shinies. Plenty.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Oh yeah.
All right, good, interesting origin story right there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I do like the aspect of getting into streaming to have fun with your friends. I do like that concept.
Right.
Some people get into streaming because they want to branch out. Some people want to hang out with their friends. Some people want to experience new things. I mean, there's a whole slew of reasons why people start streaming, and that's a very noble reason. I will say that.
Yeah. Like just want to have fun with friends, and it's like make new friends as we go. It's like so many people that I've met because I hit that go live button.
I know I can't deny that. I cannot deny that 1 second. All right, but for those of you on Buneary's Corner who don't know who I am, allow me to formally introduce myself again. My name is Spence. This is the Poké Network. I like to put the emphasis on the. But I am a variety Pokemon streamer on Twitch. I stream pretty much every type of Pokemon content you can think of: shiny hunting, challenge runs, Nuzlocke races, playthroughs. I want to dive into Soul Links, but I still need to find a good Soul Link partner. I don't do Pokemon Go content. I don't cover Pokemon Sleep because I don't do mobile games. But I have been on Twitch since the Isle of Armor DLC for Sword and Shield released back in 2020. And what got me into creation in the first place is that I've always been inspired to be a creator in some way or another. Like, I'd always watch these people doing randomized challenges and Nuzlocks and these amazing types of challenges on YouTube. And we have a hydrate.
Yeah, just now realized I did not grab my cup with me. Oops.
Okay, please go grab some fluids.
I will definitely.
Okay, her chair's pink. I did not think her chair was pink. All right, well, since Alexis has seen the show before, there's not much I can say that'll surprise her. But just to continue on the story. Oh, that was quick. Jeez, people think I'm quick. Okay, I will say, okay, because of the lighting, I didn't see what color your chair was. I did not know your chair was pink.
Yes.
All right, well, back to where I was. Always seeing these cool people on YouTube, it's like I really want to be like them, but the problem is I really suck at video editing. To this day, I still suck at video editing. You cannot put me on a video editor and be like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this at all. But what initially got the train rolling was that I actually reached out to M&J TV, the PokeTuber. Do you know who he is?
I do. I've actually watched tons of his videos.
Thank God. Every time like 9 times that like five like half the time when I bring him up, no one knows who he is. And it's like, come on, how do you not know who
Yeah,
this guy is? He's so good. He's so cool.
he's one of the few people on YouTube that I follow and will watch all the videos he ends up putting out.
Did you watch his recent fusions video as Team Sky?
I have not had a chance. I've been super busy with work and everything. But
It's a
I have
great
it.
video.
Yeah, I
It's a
have it
great
on my
video.
watch later, so it's like as soon as I get a
Uh,
chance, I'm gonna be watching it.
it's a great video. Trust me. Just trust me. It's a great video. But I emailed him asking for some advice on how to get started because I honestly didn't have anybody to talk to about this stuff because I was pretty much alone when I moved to Tennessee and I had no friends and none of my friends that back home were interested in Pokemon. So it's like, who do I talk to? So I reached out to him and he gave me a little tidbit of advice. To still to this day, I still say I'm shocked that I even got a response from him. I mean, even if it wasn't him per se, it was nice to know that
Right.
nice to know that he allows either himself or his people to share wisdom. But anyway, so that was back in 2019, but I didn't jump the gun till, like I said, the Isle of Armor DLC because back in the year we shall not mention, we got a little bit of moolah from the government, which I used to invest in my first setup. But yeah, even though that's where I got my initial start, I will say that one of the biggest like hindrances in my journey, I will say, is solely because of this. I was a ghost. I was brand spanking new when I came into the Twitch scene. No one knew who I was. I just created my account and I had no like social integration whatsoever. I feel there are a few creators that I know that were regular viewers through other people before they became creators, and once they got the creator spike, it kind of took off. It took off for them. The biggest example I can think of is my boy Farlace. I mean, he was just a regular old Twitch viewer for a long time, and then all of a sudden he starts streaming, and bam, he's just, geez, he's blown up. He's growing like a weed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, one day I'll have him on the show. One day I'll have him on the show.
One day.
Yeah, one day. I'll definitely be contacting him during my next recruitment season. But anyway, but yeah, once January of 2021 got underway, I finally learned how to really social integrate, and I figured out how to use better streaming mechanics and whatnot. And then after that, it all took off, and 2 years later, here I am. Okay. All right. So, as you know, or you should know, the next section is the origin of your channel name. So, obviously, I know where Alexis come from, but why did
Yes.
you want to call yourself BunearyQueenAlexis?
So I know you said you don't do Pokemon Go, but this story starts with Pokemon Go. Back during it was a spring event. Buneary's Shiny was just released into the game, and me and my friends would get on a bus, and we had like 50 people that were on the bus, and we'd drive to what would be gyms in Pokemon Go because you could battle against legendaries. This particular weekend, Latios was in raids, kind of thing, and its shiny was available. Shuckle's shiny was also available through some other unrelated event. That entire day on that bus, everybody on the bus, except for me, is getting Shuckle's shiny, Latios' shinies, all that. Everything's going. They're getting good IV ones. I just clicked on my 20th Buneary and I got my 12th shiny. And that was just the morning.
Just the morning?
Yeah, that was just the morning. So it's like, I was basically getting Buneary after shiny Buneary. And I'm told it's like, just stop clicking on Bunearys. Too late, I already got another one at that point, kind of thing. And
Wow.
one of my friends jokingly said, it's like, you keep this up, you're gonna end up being the Buneary King, which that ended up becoming my nickname after that day. And then fast forward to 2020 in October when I finally put up the courage to start my transition. And I was like, well, I can't be the Binary King anymore if I'm gonna be transitioning. So I just changed it easily to be the Binary Queen. And then when I went to change my Twitch name, that was just an easy thing to do. Just continuing with having my first name as part of my Twitch name, and then my nickname of being the Binary Queen.
Right. Another interesting story. I just love when there's such a great story behind usernames.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, and actually I actually didn't know this for a lot.
I had over 20, if not more, shiny Binaries from that day. I don't know why I kept clicking on Binaries, but
yeah, you never know. I mean, heck, if I had changed my ways, I could have just turned this place into like I don't know, the Goon Alley or something like that. I have no idea. But I went with something. But I got something. I had something else in mind. But I actually didn't know. I actually didn't know for a while that you came out as transgender. So that still doesn't change my opinion on you. But it was I'm trying not. I have a bad way with wording things, but it was a surprise to me.
Words are hard.
I know it was a surprise for me, but it wasn't so surprising that it impacted my view on you, because it doesn't matter to me if you're like if you're LGBTQ, trans, or anything like that, anything in that spectrum, anything in that category, whatnot. As long as you bleed red and you can speak English or any type of language, you're a person. So
yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so yeah, you knew me under my previous name before I transitioned to my current name.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for those of you on Binary's end who don't know, the Poké Network is not my original channel name. I was initially known as the Poké Network, and here's where that story leads. So when I initially wanted to become a creator, I had to think of a username, of course, and I knew I wanted to be a Pokemon creator, but I mean, obviously, I wanted Poké to be my username because I just want people to identify me easier because I'm Pokemon guy, so I had to have Poké in my username. And I didn't really think about what else I wanted in it for a little while until I started going to college, and I graduated with a business administration degree. And I'll tell you one thing. Business courses have a lot of group projects. They have a lot of group projects. So I had to collab and network with a whole lot of other people, and at the time I'm like, Poké Network. This kind of fits. It rolls off the tongue. So when I went to put it in Twitch, obviously it's taken. So I didn't think of the at the moment because I thought it was just too generic. So I put an S in front of there because S is just my first initial, and then the chaos began. The chaos began. Twitch does not allow you to use hyphens in your username, which is how I styled it, and I don't like using underscores. So many people mispronouncing my name over the years. So many people. I mean, for God's sakes, Spoke Network, S-Poke, Pokey, Spoken. I've been mispronounced everything in the book. Mispronounced everything in the book.
And now I wish I still had access to that VOD from Alpha Showdown, because I'm pretty sure I think I said it correctly, but I also know that because I knew you from the Showdowns, they put it on the banner with the hyphen.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I stylized it on the social, so they knew how to do that. But I also stylized it that way in Discord. But after I rebranded as it just it was fine from that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after nearly 2.5 years of that name, I said enough's enough, and I rebranded to the Poké Network at the beginning of the year, and it has been a massive improvement. I cannot. Like, when I took that plunge to rebrand, it's like, yeah, I don't regret it for 1 second. All right. Now let's pick your brain.
Yay.
Let's see. What makes you the pokenerd you are? So, let's hear that story as to why Binary has taken your heart and soul.
Honestly, it was because of that one day on the raid bus and stuff. It's like, yeah, I could have easily, after the first couple of them, stopped clicking on the Bunearys, but it's like, it's such a cute little Pokemon. It's like, just kept wanting to click on it, and, uh, and like I've always liked uh, bunnies for an animal too. So it's like seeing Buneary, then we got Scorbunny later on. Azumaril's technically a bunny.
True.
Looks like an egg shape, but the Pokedex entry says Aqua Rabbit, so
Plus, it's
we're
got those
rolling with
ears.
it.
It's got the ears.
Right, exactly. And of course, freaking Bunnelby, that thing.
To this day, Shine Patrol
Uh.
still hates Diggersby. I think because
Oh yeah,
I think a good chunk of it is because of his profession.
I think so.
Yeah, he works construction, so the fact that it's a construction worker kind of like it kind of turns him off.
Yeah, it's like it was an easy thing to pick Buneary, especially with how cute it is. And it's like, oh, cool. Yes, the evolution is obviously furry bait, but I don't pay much attention to its evolution.
Yeah, when it comes to that category of Pokemon, I stay as far away from that as possible. I mean,
Same.
I will periodically nickname Gardevoir waifu, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
And also, if anybody's wondering, the Buneary is just a plushie in her shirt. It's not like an ornament or whatnot.
Yes. It's one of the little sitting cuties I got from the Pokemon Center. Just take that out for a bit.
What? Yeah, never mind. But yeah, also give her props for wearing a bow tie because as you guys know, season 2 of pokeNERDS Incorporated is dedicated to our very good friend, our very humble brother, one of the greatest inspirations I've ever had as a creator, TheTrueTurbo, who was the season 1 finale guest, who unfortunately passed away back in July of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what was going on with him before he came on the show, and if I knew what was going on, I would have told him to just sit back and take it easy.
Mm.
But it was an honor. It was the greatest honor of my career to interview him. So that's why pretty much from this point forward, I'm going to be wearing a bow tie. I mean, after this season, the bow tie is going to be optional for the guest, but I'm going to be wearing this from now until forever. And of course,
yeah, I was at work, and one of my friends, Suzel, who also operates as one of my mods, ended up messaging me about him passing away, and it's like, I was at work, just stopped for a second, what I was doing. It's like, damn, is he was one of the few people that I would raid into any chance that I really got and notice that he was alive.
anytime he was live, I mean, I tried to hang out in his stream whenever I could. I mean, he had such a big heart.
Oh yeah.
Love you, brother. What should I name my Glalie? Name it Frostbane. All right. So, as most of you guys know, my favorite Pokemon has pretty much revolutionized my outlook on Pokemon, and even so much as my look on Twitch. Obstagoon.
Yes.
And Obstagoon is my favorite for a variety of reasons. For starters, it looks badass as hell. Literally, it jumped into my top 10 instantly based on looks alone, only knowing its typing and abilities. It was such amazing Pokemon to be introduced. I mean, I'm not a big fan of kids, but I am a huge fan of rock and roll, so it was definitely a very, very cool Pokemon to be introduced. Then, when I finally got to use it in my sword copy, it was basically the ace of my team. That thing is an absolute abomination. It is a monster. Set it up with guts, with a flame orb and facade, and this thing just wrecks everything in sight. And Obstruct is such a great defensive move. It's so great.
Yeah.
Fun fact, my original Obstagoon is not named Demon. It's Simmons. And you can guess why.
I believe for Gene Simmons.
Of course. But after using it, it became my second favorite. But obviously, at the time, Darkrai was my favorite of all time based on my history with it, so I couldn't just take it over that easily. But when I wanted to become a creator, I knew I needed a mascot, and at the time, Patters was like co-using Darkrai, and I just don't want to feel like I was copying somebody. So I went with Obstagoon because no one was using Obstagoon at the time. So I branded everything with Obstagoon, and to this day, he's now my favorite Pokemon of all time. To the point that I actually plan on getting a full half sleeve with the whole Obstagoon line on my arm right here.
Ooh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, once
I
I get the
definitely at some point whenever I have money, I want to start getting tattoos.
I already got 6 so far. Let's see.
I have 0, but I definitely plan to get at least Buneary and some of the other bunny Pokemon, maybe some other ones.
I mean, if we didn't live so far away, I'd probably join you to lose your. I love being around people who get their first tattoos. So it would like I keep saying this to this day that if I ever meet John, aka Power Punch Blaze live, I don't care what I gotta do to him, or even if I have to handcuff him to me, I'm taking him to a tattoo parlor and he's getting a tattoo. I don't give a damn. It'll be hell or high water if that guy does not get a tattoo in my presence. But as I was also stating, it's actually revolutionized my entire look on camera because now, as of now, I actually wear this fedora for normal streams now, and on top of that, I wear a short sleeve polo shirt with the collar popped open with a white undershirt and a gray vest to kind of like embrace the essence of Obstagoon as the top goon, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I haven't
definitely like your new look.
I mean, the only thing I haven't done is gone full blown mohawk, but the problem is my hair was too long, so I decided to cut the damn thing off. But yeah, this is actually my first podcast without my long hair. Every other podcast, I've always had either my long hair slicked back in a ponytail, or down on my shoulders, or down to the sides. So it's like this is my first podcast with my new haircut. And even now, it's still weird that I can't like feel my ponytail go through my hand anymore. Okay, so Alexis, what is your favorite shiny Pokemon and why is it?
Honestly, there's a lot of really good shinies, and I definitely have to give Buneary some love because it's the mascot, and so Stobble I really enjoy it. It's shiny. Obstagoon's a really good shiny.
Indeed, it is.
Any of the ones that are like rapidly different, I tend to love. I hate the subtle shinies. And those are I will never enjoy those kind of shinies. Will I shiny hunt them? Yeah, because I plan to shiny hunt anything and everything. But with overworld shinies, I'm more likely not gonna want to do those in the overworld.
All right, but like a definitive answer, like if you had to either select one or maybe a top 3, what would be those choices?
I would say the 3 that I started with: Buneary, Sobble, and Obstagoon.
I do like the fact that you gave my boy Demon a little shout out.
It's a really amazing shiny. I love that the colors.
Elisa thinks I'm crazy because I'm trying to find 10 of each right now. And I bring her up because she just popped up in chat.
Yeah. I mean, if Buneary was a 3-stage evolution, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I have invented something called the 10-10-10 Shiny Challenge, which is you pick a 3-stage evolutionary line, and then you basically select the games you want to hunt it in, and then go over those games and find 10 of each of their evolutionary line shiny. Therefore, you fill up a full box with nothing but their evolutionary line shiny, 10 of each. People think I'm crazy, but I was born crazy. But for me, despite the fact that Obstagoon is my mascot, it's not my favorite shiny. It's in my top 5, but it's not my favorite. What is my favorite, though, is a Pokemon that... Actually, I got a perfect example. Give me 1 second. A Pokemon that was introduced in Generation 6.
Ooh.
It's my favorite starter Pokemon. It's my favorite. It's my second favorite Pokemon of all time. It was on my fucking birthday cake. My boy Shiny Greninja.
Oh, that's a good one.
For
Friend
those
of mine actually made a crocheted shiny Greninja at one point. I'll have to find the picture of that.
Yeah, well, I believe it was an extended friend of ours that allowed my mod team to pull that prank on me.
I may have been part of the idea circle.
Bloody hell. For those of you that don't know, about a month ago, my mod team decided to prank me with what I thought was gonna be a nice little sweet surprise, and all of a sudden, I find a chocolate-covered onion in my fucking mail. It goes down to a whole prank list, which I'm not gonna keep disclosing on this podcast. It just takes too long of a story. But yeah, now I got this little cake topper of Shiny Greninja, but I also got the card from one of my mod squads. So now I got 2 instances of Shiny Greninja. One edible, one non. But yeah. And also for those of you that don't know, yesterday was my birthday, so yeah, I've just been taking it easy all day and just chilling before everything happened here today.
Hell yeah. Hope you had an amazing birthday.
Oh yeah, that was some great food. That was Korean food. That was some damn good stuff. I don't know if you ever get a chance to try Korean food. Try it. It is delicious.
I'll have to find a way to try it. I don't know if there's any Korean food restaurants around me.
Well, I live near like an I live near like a food capital of Tennessee, so it's like everything was there. Well, business capital.
I live near like the barbecue capital.
Yeah, you're Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fun fact, MJ TV is in Texas, so go find them.
I think I know where. It's just it'd take a long time to get there.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay. All right, so what about the types of Pokemon? Which one is your favorite type and why?
I mean, honestly, the favorite type, I like fire. I mean, there's a lot of really good fire Pokemon. You know, I would love a regional variant of Buneary that be a fire type, but I guess I'll just take Scorbunny as a nice substitute. Fire was always my favorite type, so before Buneary just became loved and became my mascot from things.
Yeah, whenever I play a Pokemon game, I normally go for either the water or fire starter. The only instance I've actually chosen the grass starter is Gen 3. Other than that, I've Gen 3 and Gen 1. I've never really chose the grass starter. Otherwise, it's always been fire or water.
Yeah, I always seem to grab the fire starter.
I mean, when Gen 9 was introduced, I knew I was Coco Nation since day one. Nothing would have changed my mind. I mean, despite the fact that Meowscarada is a dark type, still Coco Nation.
Right. I have a Coco plushie around here somewhere.
I see the duck. I hate that duck.
Yeah. The Quaxley. I see the Sprigatitos laying down on my bed there. I think the Coco might have gotten underneath the bed there.
Well, for me to be fair, it's not that I hate Quaxley. I cannot stand Quattreville or Quaquaville or whatever the heck. I actually have pulled a hollow Quaquaville yesterday, and I'm like, ooh. I was about to rip it, and I was like, nah, I'm not that cruel. Alright, well. It should come as no surprise. Oh, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I have like a Quaquaville EX card or something that I pulled. Yeah, not my favorite.
I hate that peacock. But it should come as no surprise, my favorite typing is the dark type, based on, my whole aesthetic and the fact that my favorite Pokemon's a dark type. Hell, my top 5 favorite Pokemon are all dark types. Obstagoon, Greninja, Darkrai, Hydreigon, Umbreon. And speaking of Hydreigon, oh my god. Literally 30 minutes before the clock struck midnight last night, I finally found one Destiny marked shiny, and it was Dino.
Oh yeah, damn. I saw that one.
God. Seriously, I nearly freaking like jumped through my ceiling when I found that thing. As soon as I got home, I turned on my Switch and I started hunting. I didn't stop for like 5 hours.
Damn.
I was that dedicated. That's why I haven't even played any games today, because my eyeballs still hurt. But yeah, dark types, I've always felt at home with them. They always have cool designs, really good shinies, and I've relatively used a dark type in nearly every playthrough I've done the past since Sun and Moon. So it's like, gotta represent my favorites, you know.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Lexi, what is your favorite Pokemon game and why? This can include the main series and the spin-offs, but if you can't pinpoint a specific one, you can also name a main series and a spin-off game if you want. So,
All right. Honestly, main series wise, I really always enjoyed Platinum and stuff. And it was also the first Pokemon game that I bought myself, because around that time my parents like, oh, you're too old for this. If you want to keep playing the games, you got to buy them yourself. So it's like I looked at my money. I'm like, oh look, I can afford it. Fine. If I got to buy it myself, I'll buy it myself. And it's like, of course, classic me still at the time. One Pokemon gets leveled up more than everything else to the point that it's probably 20, 30 levels higher than my next Pokemon. But
I learned. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
one of my mods, it's like I kept dying to freaking the damn galactic leader or whatever, Cyrus. And he's like, well, let me see your team. Looks at my team, looks at me like what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'll be back with this tomorrow. And he just ends up grinding up my entire team. He's like, try this now.
My sister, she handed me a copy of Pokemon Y, and oh my god, what she did with it is unreal. She won the game with a Delphox, a Blastoise, an Yveltal, and 3 fucking Furfurus. I still have that VOD on my channel somewhere. I'd have to go grab it, but oh my god, that was so cringy to me. It was so cringy. But continue. You have any?
Yeah, it's like, so after that game especially, it's like I then actually started leveling up everything equally, because it's like, okay, obviously I need to start doing that, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to go through. And then side series, I always loved the Mystery Dungeon games, Explorers of Sky especially. I I keep saying I wish they would make another one.
Well, technically they did, but it was a remake.
Yeah, it was more of a remake. I want a new story. I want to be able to have like Score Bunny as my starter Pokemon or something. Cause I know damn well they won't have Buneary as a starter in there.
Well, the only Mystery Dungeon game I played was Super Mystery Dungeon, and I thought it was good. John hate. Sorry.
Yeah,
Power Punch plays.
Super Mystery Dungeon somewhere. I've yet to actually finish it. Story wise, I'm done, but
My boy Power Punch plays. He hates Mystery Dungeon with a passion. He hates it with a passion. But I did play Rescue Team DX with Strix when I visited him a few months ago. We still need to pick up the series, but the problem is he just he doesn't think that what he has right now is capable of streaming both through Discord and Twitch, because we have to, if we're doing this collab, I have to watch it in real time, so that way we can sync up the audio properly. Because we were like we were doing audio with everything else in between, but we were talking like the characters and everything else. So it's like, oh man, I mean, I still want to do it so bad, but we just don't have the time.
yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Bulbasaur. Oh, and also, chat. It's not like that I'm trying to ignore you guys, or if I'm not trying, we're not trying to ignore you guys. It's just that the main focus of the podcast is to just the one-on-one interviews. So We do appreciate you guys keeping the chat alive, and also a reminder, everybody, if you guys have any questions for us, you guys want to ask us questions that do not relate to the talking points I have channel point redemptions eligible for asking us questions. So reminder, all that mods, make sure you remind the chat about that. But yeah, I want them to make a new Ranger game. I want them to make a new Ranger game like just tomorrow.
That's another good series. I forget what console or what was that on the Ranger games. I might not have ever played DS. Yeah, I never got a chance to play them.
I believe there was an emulator for them on the Wii U, but they never made it to the eShop before it shut down.
Yeah.
But anyway, so whenever I talk about my favorite game, I gotta divide between 3 different categories because I can't pinpoint one specific game. I have to divide them based on storyline, the Pokédex of the game, and then the overall storyline and then the overall experience of the game. Mm-hmm. So storyline wise, Black 2, White 2, the Gen 5 games take the cake. I would say specifically Black 2, White 2 because even though Black and White had such a great story, Black 2, White 2 has a much more edgier story that I like because I still say to this day that Hugh is the best rival out of any rival in history because they're not trying to better you. They're not trying better you for the fact they want a better rival. They're trying to better you for the fact that they want you to improve so that way he can continue on and complete his vendetta against Team Plasma.
Right.
Yeah, Gladian takes a close second, but that's because I just like that old edgelord character scenario.
All right.
But yeah, I used to not have too much appreciation for Unova, but then as I grew older, I realized how good they were. So that's why, in terms of storyline, they're the best. And they have yet to make a main story of any Pokemon game that tops that story. They have yet to make a main story.
Nah, it was a phenomenal story.
Yeah. These days they really can't give us a genuinely good evil team anymore. I don't know why. Nope. Why? Pokemon, please, when you make your next game, just please give us a proper evil team again. Please give us what we want. But in terms of Pokédex, like you like Platinum, I like Platinum for their Pokédex. There's a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon I love, and there's such a good variety of Pokemon to build for a Gen 4 team. I'll say this right now. BDSP, even though they got Platinum Pokemon, I don't know why, but when I played SP, I just found that the team building is so boring. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think
it's not the easiest to build a team that differentiates from others.
Hold on, we got a question. A question for both of you, but if you could create a Pokemon, if we could create a Pokemon, I guess they're saying what? I guess they want to like if we could create a Pokemon. What kind of Pokemon? Are you trying to ask us like what kind of Pokemon we'd want to create and why? Is that the kind of question? Is that the question you wanted to ask? But anyway, before I'll let him correct himself before we get onto that question. But yeah, love the Gen. Also, just love the Gen 4 Pokemon. Like out of all the Legendary series, like I still like the Weather Trio still takes the cake for me as one of the best trios. But the God Dragons definitely take a mantle for me. But as of overall experience of the game, I go with Heart Gold, Soul Silver because it was my very first experience with Gen 2 because I never played Silver or Crystal or Gold, and it was such a great experience. You know, Pokemon following you, the game system was properly fixed, so that way Feraligatr could finally be usable, which I didn't know at the time. But it was such a well-developed game. Like that set the standard for all future remakes in history. They did good with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They did decent with Oraz. They blew it with BDSP.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
will
gonna say
say
what
that,
happened with BDSP.
and I will keep saying to this day, if Ilka is one of the main people behind the Gen 5 remakes, I will boycott them. I will never play them. I will boycott it simply because of Ilka.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the question from the chat, if we could create any Pokemon, what kind of Pokemon would we want to create and why? So, what kind of Pokemon would you want to make?
Honestly, I would probably end up making some Venery, or not necessarily a Venery, but any kind of bunny Pokemon that hasn't had a type represented. Kind of thing. Like maybe an electric type bunny and stuff like that. Because I always enjoy the bunny Pokemon. They're cute. And we only have like 4 while we have, what, like 30, 40 different cat Pokemon, dog Pokemon, all that.
Oh my god. What kind of typing would that want to be? Oh yeah, wait, never mind. You already said the typing, like electric bunny.
Yeah, I mean, an electric bunny would be easy, somewhat like the Energizer bunny here. Come on.
The Energizer bunny. Can you imagine that thing just drum beating as a Pokemon? Oh my god. But also a reminder, guys, if you're not following Alexis, please drop her a follow. Her links in the chat.
Yeah, we already have a water. It's also a fairy type. We've got a normal type. We also have technically a ground type with Digger's Bead.
For me per se, this is tough for me. We kind of already got the snow. Like I was actually kind of hoping for a while that we were gotten like a snow leopard dark type, and guess what happened in Gen 9?
Snow leopard.
Yep, snow leopard weasel guy. But actually, I would love to see a new dark type. Jeez. What Pokemon could be a good dark type? We already have a honey badger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give me a dark type that's based off of a porcupine. I mean, we got Pokemon that have quills and whatnot, but I don't think we have like one specific that's based off of a legit porcupine. So I don't know. Give me a.
Yeah, sorry, my head just went to a dark type bunny Pokemon.
Dark type bunny Pokemon, of course it would. But yeah, give me one that's give me a dark type porcupine that has like a dark type special a dark special move that would like is like pin missile, but it's a lot better.
Yeah.
See, dessert variant Bulbasaur. Isn't that like a Bulbasaur?
Desert.
Yeah, isn't that Pokemon Sweets is the thing? It's a fan game. They have that already.
Desert, not dessert.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm hungry.
Me too.
As the old saying. As the old saying goes, I'm a streamer. I can't read or speak English. Okay. All right. Well, now we're back on to the main talking points. Let's go from love to hate. So let me see that rage of yours. So what Pokemon do you hate the most?
Igglybuff.
Igglybuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
And especially also hunting its shiny. Scarlet and Violet. How the fuck do you tell its shiny apart from its normal, especially with the damn lighting in this game? There is literally no way to tell.
You just gotta send your boys out there to kill everything until it stops killing.
That's it. If there was any Pokemon that was a perfect example of why we need a damn shiny sound or something, there it is, right there.
Oh my god. You sound just like Mike when it comes to Indeedee. Except the only difference is you can't see the shiny, but he found the shinies that he didn't want to see. It doesn't blow away in a storm. Wait, Igglybuff doesn't blow away in a
storm.
Wait, Igglybuff doesn't blow away in a storm? I thought Jigglypuff did blow away.
Yeah, during a storm the shiny won't won't blow away. Same with
Oh,
Hoppip, and then
the shinies won't blow
yeah,
away. Oh yeah.
yeah, and then Palisand is this, or Sandy Gas is the same way. In the rain, it won't like dissipate.
Yeah, that must be an uncomfortable sandy gas because everyone knows that the shiny ones don't like the brown sand. They gotta be on the black sand beaches.
Yep.
It was actually like coined in the USUM games. There was a sandy gas on the black sand beach, and it was like, this thing's uncomfortable here. Let's get it to a regular beach, and there we go. What do you want? Come
Is
here.
that the kitty?
Yeah. He's being a little loud. He's being a little loud, boy. What do you want, buddy?
God.
Trying to do a show here. All right, you can sit here. All right, Want to hear me rage about a lonely Persian for the millionth time?
Totally.
All right.
Never get tired of this rage.
For those of you that don't know, my least favorite Pokemon is Alolan Persian, even though it is a Dark type. Yeah, that doesn't save it for the fact that it is the most disgusting creature to ever grace the screens of all Pokemon. Design is absolutely horrendous. I hate its color scheme. I hate the fact that it's a Dark type. I hate the fact that it has a decent ability, even though it's a shitmon. But design-wise, is nothing compared to the biggest slap in the face this Pokemon gives me when it comes to, the
Alolan Persian. Ugh.
So, here's the thing. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of Dark types. And before Piers and Marnie were a thing, the only thing we had close to a Dark type gym leader was Nanu, the Island Kahuna of Ula Ula Island. Now, to be fair, his battle is easy because he's only just a third Kahuna. His team isn't that impressive. But if he had just used an Alolan Muck, the battle would have been a little bit harder. It would have been a decent battle. But no, he just had to use that piece of shit punt to the sun cat. Oh, God. It was... Every time I saw that cat and had to battle him, it was just like, oh my God, get this thing off my screen right fucking now. And again, I know that there is a surplus of Dark types in... No, wait, a shortage of Dark types in Alola. Fun fact for those of you that don't know, there were only 2 completely brand new Dark type Pokemon introduced in Gen 7 that were not Alola variants. Incineroar and Guzzlord. So of course he couldn't use an Ultra Beast, and of course he couldn't use a freaking Incineroar. So they had to stick him with that stupid cat. I hate it. But then, my boy Shrix, who is hiding at the moment, decided to make me shiny hunt the little fucker. But joke was on him. 4 hours later and 192 eggs, bam. My opinion on Berserker, I don't really care for Berserker. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. What do you want? But yeah, also the fact that it's a cat doesn't save it either.
Right.
I'll still punt it to the sun. Ugh. Yeah, fuck that cat. Every time I see it now, regardless of how I see it in any context, I just rage. I mean, heck, I just started playing Radical Red for the first time, and I saw an Alolan Meowth on the route, and I just freaking was like, nope, and I just walked away screaming. Oh, I hate that thing.
I feel you there.
But anyway. Alright, so, you say you don't like the shinies that have, like, 0, like, difference, but which one that has 0, like, almost 0 difference, like, you can't stand in any way, shape, or form?
It's definitely got to be Igglybuff, just because it's like, with the lighting, especially in these games,
So,
I would not have realized I'd gotten the shiny if it wasn't for the sparkles after the egg hatched.
So, solely based on shiny hunting, you hate Igglybuff for the Pokemon and the shiny itself.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Dragon Tamer Tom hates Esper solely based on its Dex entry and nothing else. That was an interesting show. But Yeah, you've seen the show long enough, so my least favorite shinies are Armarouge, Cerulege, and Charcadet.
Yeah.
They're all grouped together because the only thing that changed between them are their eye color. Complete fucking wastes.
They could have done so much more with those.
As I always say, here's what I look like normally. Here's my shiny variant. That's all it is for Armarouge, Cerulege, and Charcadet. That's all it is. And it sucks. As I've always said with every podcast, the only thing they had to do was swap the color schemes of those two and make Charcadet a charcoal gray color. That's all they had to do.
Right.
But no, they decided to completely drop the ball.
Right. Yeah. Scarlet and Violet had some very, very bad shinies when it came to a lot of the new Pokemon.
I mean, they just brought up Gimmighoul and Goldango.
Yeah. What's the difference in Goldango? I've been staring at it.
The thin copper stripes turn silver. That's it. They could have given us this. They could have given us the Silver Surfer, but instead they gave us that. But yeah, like to this day, I will adamantly refuse to shiny hunt those Pokemon. Even if the chat redeems it, I will say nope, pick something else. I will not. I refuse. I will adamantly refuse to hunt that little bastard. You are like a freaking bag of hot potatoes right now, buddy. All right. So, Alexis, out of all the typings, which one do you hate the most?
Out of all the typings, which one do I... Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the poison type. It's like, I've not really ever used a poison type on my team. I just never seem to like them to go to use them.
Well, to be fair, the only reason most people have I will use a Drapion without question to help me out with fairy types. Yeah. But fairy types, there's not, like, the problem is there's not a lot of good poison types compared to steel types. That's why poison's still kind of an understatement.
Yeah, I think that's I'm more grabbing a steel type to deal with fairies than a poison type.
Yeah, because even though they both resist it, steel has a lot more resistances.
Right.
But yeah, I've used poison types before. I mean, I used the Salazzle during my first playthrough of no, it wasn't Sun, it was Moon. I used one during my first playthrough of Moon. It was pretty good Pokemon. Let's see, I've used Salazzle, Drapion, Venusaur. Yeah, not a lot of poison types I've used.
I think Venusaur was the only actual poison type that I used, and that's because little kid me says, okay, grass can beat rock and water, got it, let's go with the grass.
Yeah, Bulbasaur, I hate those things. They're just giant piles of literal garbage. They're in my top 10 hated for a reason. Oh yeah, I have used Crobat. I don't know why I forgot about Crobat. I love Crobat. Fun fact, I found a... Oh yeah, I've also used the Alolan Muck. I don't know why I'm keep forgetting all the poison types I've used. I've used the Alolan Muck as well.
Yeah, definitely didn't use a Alolan Muck.
I hate regular Muck, like Alolan Muck. But let's see, yeah. Poison Frog. Alright. Well, as most of you guys know, I hate fairy types. I've always hated fairy types. Nothing to say about that?
Nope.
You just want to hear me rant about fairy types?
Totally.
Oh my god.
I'm not. The only thing I like about fairy types is some of the ones shinies, like Sylveon.
I mean, the only fairy types I can stand are Sylveon, Gardevoir, Mimikyu, Togekiss, Alolan, Ninetales, and what was the last one I said? What was the last one I keep saying? Let's see. Gardevoir, Togekiss, Alolan, Ninetales, Mimikyu. Jeez, what? Oh yeah, Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's the one I was forgetting. How did I forget Grimmsnarl?
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's a dark fairy type we're missing here.
Yeah, how did I forget Grimmsnarl? My boy Loki. How did I forget Loki? But biggest reason I have fairy types is because they nerf dark types, and they also turn my boy Hydreigon into an basically a ugh. Dark dragon types are basically fairy types bitches, and I hate it. I hate it so much. You have a question, Alexis. If you could replace one of the terrible shinies, what would it be, and what would you change about it?
Honestly, I would change Igglybuff and make the body a much more noticeable, especially in lighting.
I have never, in the history of my not just the show, the history of my life, seen so much hatred for one little Pokemon. People think that my hatred for Alolan Purge is something else, but this is just too funny. Oh my god. You could have changed Garchomp shiny, you could have changed Gengar shiny, you could have changed Regice's shiny, you just want to change Igglybuffs?
Yes.
Oh my god, this is too funny.
At least with Gengar and Garchomp, let's be fair, I end up hunting the baby form more than anything.
I was finding shiny Gibbles yesterday, trying to find the dino, and I was petrified to find one of them with the chosen mark. I did not want a chosen mark Gibble. Leave that up to Nomi.
Yeah.
But yeah, still also one of the reasons I hate fairy types, because there are Pokemon that don't need to be fairy types, but they are. Now, I believe you saw the podcast between me and Tina, right?
Yes.
So yeah. I still cannot believe she waited months just to slap that knowledge in my face without ever telling me. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I always used to rant on how, and I still rant about this, how Granbull and Snubbull do not need to be fairy types, but they are fairy types only because, thank you Strix for the sub. Also, I want to thank, also before that, NoGen, thank you for your sub as well. You didn't do that, but I appreciate it. But I always ranted about them, but they're literally classified as the fairy Pokemon. That's the only reason they're fairy types. And I think it is absolutely stupid.
I agree.
It is absolutely stupid. All right, so
Bella clipped it.
Finally, somebody actually clips something that happens on a podcast. I hardly ever get clips on podcasts. If I do got clips, it's stuff that I clipped for TikTok.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what Pokemon game would you say you would never want to play again? Which one do you hate?
Honestly, I don't know why the hell they made the Pokemon Conquest. It was like a collaboration between it and like some other game or whatever.
I never really played it.
Yeah, it wasn't that it was some weird game. I played it just because it was a Pokemon game, and then after I'm like, wait, why was I playing this again? I'd have to look it up to remember. Like after I beat it, I basically threw it in my closet. Never have yet to touch it ever since.
Uh, like what about Conquest you just find so boring? I actually don't even know what the game's about.
I think maybe it was just like the battle style wasn't my particular kind of game. Because it definitely wasn't anything like Mystery Dungeon in the main series game or Rangers and stuff. I'd have to really look up the game because it's like it wasn't really that great of a game that I kind of threw it out my memory.
I wish I could remove X and Y from my memories, but unfortunately, my second favorite Pokemon's in that game, so I can't forget it. But yeah, my least favorite game is X and Y. For a multitude of reasons. Main thing is that the game is way too easy. It started the whole hand-holding tradition.
Right.
And so freaking easy. Yeah, I cleared the whole game. I cleared the whole game with Greninja.
Yeah, the EXP share being an EXP all again at that point.
I mean, in
at
newer
in
games,
that game they let us turn that shit off.
Yeah, nowadays you can't turn it off.
No.
It's integrated into the game. That was the classic feature we all hated and enjoyed at the same time. Grinding. We love and hate it. Yeah. It gives us a chance to find shiny Pokemon, damn it.
Right. Yeah, I know me and a buddy of mine did a rival lock and then also a cage lock of X and Y, and first chance we got after getting the XP share, we turned it off. Like, no.
Yeah, like normally when I do Nuzlocks or when I do challenge runs that involve the EXP share, my rule is that I can only turn it on whenever I'm grinding. Otherwise, it has to be turned off.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have no reason to turn that thing on.
Yeah, and funny story about the rival lock. It actually ended because of a Greninja. I end up after the 7th gym, I won the rival battle and I took his Greninja from him, and because of that, he had nothing to deal with Lysander right there.
Ronin. But yeah.
All hail Greninja. Yes.
Yeah, all hail Greninja. Hell yeah. All hail Greninja. Anyway. Another few reasons is simply because that really started the whole like lackluster evil teams trend. It had a piss poor Elite Four, piss poor gym system.
Right.
And I always keeps well, go ahead.
The fact that you get a mega at what, the 3rd gym, right?
Yeah.
And then nobody else has a mega except the champion.
And Lysander.
Yeah, and Lysander.
Or technically, as the anime calls him, Lysandre.
However you pronounce his name.
I don't really give a damn.
I don't either. It's like you should have given everybody, after you get a mega, access to the mega.
I mean, they gave freaking Wolfric a Mega Abomasnow in the anime, but they didn't give him one in the game.
Right?
Seriously, Wolfric is supposed to be the 8th gym leader, but he's the easiest one. Because you just need to put in there a hard-hitting special attacker to take down frickin' Avalugg, and then just use frickin' Blaze or a physical fire move on Abomasnow and Cryogonal, and you got the win.
Right.
Yeah, super easy. But I also keep saying this. Diantha is the worst champion in all of Pokemon. It is not Geeta. Get rid of the Geeta hate. Yes, her team sucks. She should have a different team. But at least she's in her goddamn game.
Right. I think it's not Geeta's Pokemon, it's the arrangement of her Pokemon that's the biggest problem.
Yes. And also, Nightmare. Monkey! Love that. But yeah. Yeah, if they made her King Gambit her ace, and they tried to give it and they tried to give it as much speed as possible, it would definitely be a threat. But unfortunately, King Gambit's slow as hell.
Right.
like Bisharp wasn't that fast to begin with, but then King Gambit slows down. It's like they really, as much as it could be her ace, it would just get OHKO'd by a fighting move instantly if it had got outsped. Did I lose you?
Nah, I'm here. I'm just like I'm sitting there trying to remember where all Diantha was in the game, but it's like, oh right, she really actually wasn't. I think you see her like once in the coffee shop, and then that's it.
You see her at the lab, you see her at the coffee shop, you see her at the monorail, you see her at the champion battle, then you see her in the coffee shop again post game. 5 times, 5 boxes of dialogue for that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Greninja, the special ability of the King Gambit.
Right.
Yeah, like the Supreme Overlord is a great ability. It's just that it's just really underused. It just really can't be used because King Gambit's so slow. I mean, if she freaking used them on to set up Trick Room before King Gambit came out, that would help. But they don't do that these days.
Yeah, set up Trick Room or something like that. Having the Gamora be your ace to actually set up for the toxic spikes. But by the time you get, toxic spikes goes on. Oh, by the way, the Gamora is dead. I won the battle anyways. What
exactly?
Toxic spikes?
Exactly. Yeah, have the Gamora start the battle, set up toxic spikes, and then just let everything else get poisoned. All right. So the next part of the podcast, next part of the show is I want to get the first experience that you can remember about Pokemon. This can include this can mean anything involving Pokemon, anime, TCG, the video games. Like, what's the first thing you can think of when it comes to your past with Pokemon?
All right, I started out and stuff. Me and my brother, we'd always get like differentiating versions. Neither of us got red, but he got blue, I got yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the only time really that it wasn't like my starter started at was the over leveled Pokemon, but it was like one of the first Pokemon I caught on the first route that it's like, okay, I could deal with Brock with this Pokemon, so let's just keep leveling it up and stuff. And I always would I loved Pikachu at the time, just always fell in love with Pokemon. I didn't get an actual shiny even after they were introduced in Gold and Silver until what was Platinum, and I got a shiny Squirrelpy in the Great Marsh. And but considering it was in the Great Marsh, it could have easily been my first shiny fail.
Oh man, damn! I would have loved to use a shiny Drapion in the classic Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and the Gen 5 games. 3D rendering of Drapion just washed out. It's shiny.
Oh yeah, it did.
That makes me so mad. Keep sipping. We got another hydrate.
Yeah, I saw the hydrate. That's why I went to sip.
Yeah, I took a sip myself. But my first experience came from the anime. It was a 3-episode cassette with the Isle of the Giant Pokemon Shipwrecked, and Tentacool and Tentacool.
I remember seeing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the anime every morning that it came on. Just wake up.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Every morning I watched like I remember when I lived in Wisconsin for a while, and it was during the Gen 3 era, and I always watched the anime in the morning, and like, oh man, it was so good. Like, one of my favorite Gen 3 anime episodes was A Whole Lot of Trouble, when they get lost in the catacombs and Steven Stone has to go get them.
Oh, yeah.
the whole time James is like bitching out Jesse and Meowth for being idiots and losers, and then they're running away from Arons, and James is like, "Who? I don't deserve this." And then Ash and Brock are like, "Yes, you do. We'll discuss it later." God, it was so funny.
Yeah, I need to go rewatch some of the old anime episodes.
Just skip Gen 5, please.
Oh, I plan to. The damn earthquakes ruined what probably would have been a really good anime.
Yeah. I get they tried to soft reboot the series with the games, but don't soft reboot the fucking anime.
Well, the problem was the episode that was originally going to introduce Team Plasma got temporarily delayed because of the Japanese earthquakes, and they started writing the story for after, and ended up just completely writing off those two episodes. They never aired, so the
Indeed.
story got completely changed because of it.
Yeah. And you think they're professionals and they could have just tried to go along with the original story.
Right?
God, God.
Yeah.
God, that's such a bad anime.
Oh yeah. They could have easily like introduced Platinum in like another episode and
Yeah, but I digress.
oh well.
But
Can't do
after
nothing about that now.
yeah, but after the anime, I got introduced to the card game, and I don't really have much card history. I only started recently opening up card packs. Which, speaking of the,
Honestly, same. It's like I have probably I don't know what set or what it was. My stepdad had bought me some, but at the time I didn't really pay much attention to the card game, so it's gone unopened for the longest time.
but speaking of TCG, I want to reveal to you guys what my sister and my brother-in-law got me for my birthday.
Ooh.
Look at that, guys! This thing is fucking
Oh
huge.
shit!
This thing is
Damn.
huge. This thing is huge, guys. A Tyranitar and Lucario V Heavy Hitters Premium Collection. There's 14 packs in this thing, along with some foil cards and big cards. Oh man, I'm gonna have so much. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I'm gonna have so much fun.
We're gonna do some math. How much to open up all of them?
Yeah, we'll see about opening them up. We'll see. Yeah. I keep telling my brother-in-law and my sister they don't have to get me anything for my birthday, and I just say that having dinner with them is good enough. But my sister, these are her words, her words, not mine. I love to spoil my baby brother.
Yeah.
Because she does have like 13 years on me, so
Yeah. Yeah, my stepmom always asks what I want for Christmas and birthday. I just tell her like, get me gift cards to places to eat, so I don't have to eat my work stuff all the time.
Yeah. But anyway, after the card stuff, I got introduced to the video games. My first game was Sapphire, and I didn't find a shiny until Leaf Green, where I found a shiny Hoppip. Yeah, quite fitting. I found a green shiny in a Pokemon called Leaf Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yo, shiny really cool. Congrats, Greninja. Beast on, baby.
That's pretty good shiny.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so I believe you know what's up next, Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
The emo elaboration.
Oh yeah, emote.
All right, so go ahead and share some of your Pokemon themed emotes and just explain why they're there, why do you have them, and possibly who drew them.
I'm gonna spam all of them. Just
go ahead. I'm already getting mine ready.
Oh, good. Alright, so there's all of my emotes right there, and there's 3 different artists that have made my emotes.
So many bunnies.
Yes, all the bunnies. The first 2 here, it would be the Pride heart and then the Lurk one were made by a guy named Louis Trainer. They're the only 2 that I have as follower emotes right now. Like I plan to get more of them and stuff. While a vast majority of the other ones, beside, it looks like I think just the Rage and the Noms emote were made by one of my friends named Brandflakes and stuff.
Wait,
And
Brandflakes?
yeah, Brandflakes something. I don't. It was through
Brandflakes 120?
No, it was a different Brandflakes, if I recall.
Huh. I'm saying if you knew the Brandflakes 120 that I knew, I was like, holy crap, this world is way too fucking small.
No, because one of my friends on Twitch, her name's Artemis Frost. It's her boyfriend or whatever. And
oh, gotcha.
the rage was just a whatever kind of one, while the Baneri eating a pizza emote was partially from a joke from one of my buddies, Yellow Yugo, who between me and another friend got him to make a Totodile eating a pizza emote for a pizza emote. And I wanted a pizza emote myself, so I was like, well, let's get a Baneri eating a pizza kind of thing. The two animated emotes here, the Baneri Wave and the Baneri Bongo, enough were made by where the same person that made the rest of these and stuff, my friend Zebra Prawn.
Mm-hmm.
And the bongo was just my version of one of my friends Corey Bob's favorite emotes, which is an Umbreon doing the little bongos. And then I just wanted to wave one for as a high kind of emote versus just a static kind of thing.
I see.
Then we'll go with the rigged emote here because that's pretty much a joke for everything that if anything either no one catches in the PCG game, or if the streamer wins something, some kind of battle royale, it's obviously rigged. And then the streamer totally can't win their own thing.
Yeah, the
And
only raid emote that pops up here is the one with the Magnemites.
yeah, and then one of the few bit emotes here, the sus emote and stuff I made because it's like sometimes like some of my friends will say stuff that it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. And I think, and see which other ones kind of going on the list, like little Baneri love emote and stuff. And all these at this point were made by my friend Zebra Prawn. I go to them for pretty much all my emotes nowadays, kind of thing. I wanted a new love emote from the one that originally got made for me that kind of fit more of the other emotes and stuff. Then we've got this one here, which is Baneri fused with Lady Devimon and stuff. And the Z had saying on like Twitter and stuff, people fusing a Pokemon with a Digimon and stuff. And as a joke, I said you should fuse Baneri with Lady Devimon because Lady Devimon was one of my favorite Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
And as we kept talking, I'm like, fuck, that would actually make a cool, interesting emote. So she ended up making that for me as well. There. Then we got our shiny luck emote here. And wanted a luck emote, and that one took a vast majority, a long time to actually make, but I was happy when it came out. We've got Baneri using Tinkatunk's hammer and stuff that I primarily will use and stuff if it for some reason someone needs to get banned or timed out in chat kind of thing. It's probably one of the only ones that no one really has access to because I put it as a bit emote there so that if someone gets access to, cool. If not, whatever. I have access to it. Then one of my favorite emotes is the little sleep emote here, and I kind of wanted that emote to, especially when saying goodnight and stuff. And if you look, the Baneri is actually holding a little Baneri plush on there, which is what I really enjoyed and liked about that particular emote. Then we got our little hype emote. These things are a lot of hype sometimes. And see, we got the next one would be the facepalm emote. That a lot of times stuff gets said that just make you want to hit your head against the wall or hit your hand, and usually it gets happens when because we do a lot of Masuda. Sometimes I'm running around wondering when the eggs are hatching, go into the box and realize I have not replaced my eggs yet. Oops, that would explain why we're not hatching eggs. And then the bop emote and stuff. You know, I keep wanting to find a way to integrate actual music rather than the in-game music in there, but Twitch TOS and all that, I can't unless either risk the stream and everything getting taken down and stuff. And actually didn't realize this one. I didn't post it earlier, but my friend Brandflakes also made this one. It was our raid emote. But I always forget to attach it to the raid message. And so it's pretty much Buneary doing like a little jump kick to raid into somebody.
I feel like I need to get a new raid emote, but I just my raid crown is just like way too standard for everything that's going on.
Yeah, I definitely love that the bop emote. It's like it's literally listening to a headset, listening to music there.
All right, well,
I have like 3 emotes that I can add, but I just don't have slots for.
yeah, well, I appreciate you going into detail because normally people just give like a very short explanation. You actually went full blown depth in detail about pretty much every fucking one. So seriously, thank you.
When it comes to a lot of emotes, I don't really put much detail when asking for them. I just like, here's a basic idea kind of thing. They pop up. I think the Buneary with Tinkentunk's hammer was one of the only ones that I really had an idea for it. It's like, I want this kind of emote, but this is what I was envisioning. It's like, especially when seeing Tinkentunk with the damn hammer.
Sorry, I was trying to do something right there. All right, well, all right. These are my main Pokemon emotes right here. Yeah, and also here's something that's weird. My emote wall will play my animated emotes, but it won't play anybody else's. I don't understand why. I think it's because I'm not personally. I think it's because I'm not personally subbed to these people, so my their animated emotes don't work on my channel. I'm not sure why that is, but again, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, initially most of my emotes were themed after Obstagoon, but as the time went on, I decided to integrate more Pokemon as to integrate that say like, hey, I'm not like so exclusively to Obstagoon. I mean, I have two Pokemon themed emotes that are not based off of a dark type, and that is my Shiny Luck emote and my Sushi emote. My Shiny Luck emote is Regidrago because it was my very first on-screen shiny, so it's gonna be that way from now until eternity. And Sushi is there because I fell in love with Lantern when I was doing a electric only Nuzlocke in Shield, and it was a shame that she died.
Oh.
But a few of my most used emotes are my Giggle and my Baby Demon Heart emotes.
Oh yeah, I see the giggle so many times with Alyssa.
I actually just want. She won't say it because she just doesn't want to. But it's actually Alisa.
Alyssa. Okay.
Yeah, she only corrected me after basically a year of knowing her, and even after she became one of my mods. So I have to correct. So it's like I have to correct myself.
Okay.
But
I always
anyway.
wondered. It's like I'll say things how I would think it's pronounced. If I'm not corrected, I just keep going with it.
All right. Well. All right. So I have, as of right now, I have 5 emotes that are based off of Obstagoon. One is the standard demon emote, which is actually a redraw of one of the initial demon emote. I got Rage, and I got 6. No wait, I got 6 of them. I have to include Shiny Hype. So 6 emotes based off of Obstagoon. I got Rage, I got Hype. Wait, why did I put Pog in there for some reason?
I was gonna say that pug looked like a Zoroark.
Yeah, that's Zoroark. Never mind. That's me just button mashing. But anyway, so 5 emotes.
Hey, button mashing.
Yeah, not fun button mashing. I lost a freaking Eevee the other day because of it.
Oh shit, you got one of the Eevees?
No, I got a shiny Eevee, but I button mashed A and I killed it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I committed the cardinal sin. But anyway. But yeah, two are actually kind of based off of music. I got one that's just Obstagoon just having some music notes around it, but the other one's actually an Obstagoon Peers fusion. A good chunk of these were drawn by Video Game Shay and Sunny. Let's see. These guys. So I showed this one a second ago. So I got. Wait, where'd the Zoroark go? But anyway, you saw the Zoroark Oreo. That's my Pog emote. And I got the Grimmsnarl Sus. So no one really uses that emote unless I like use it sometimes. So that's like one of my least used emote. Mm-hmm. But I have my standard Greninja High emote, which a lot of people use. I got my Lurk emote, which is in my Lurk command. All of them are follower emotes. This one Shay made. The initial thing was it to be menacing, but Shay has a very unique art style. It is a amazing art style, but she can turn anything menacing cute. I mean, proven fact, she turned Ursaluna Blood Moon cute.
I'm gonna need to see this picture.
I mean, you just go to her Twitter page. You'll find. You have to scroll down, but you'll find it. Or go to her. I think it's either on her website or something. I have no idea. But she turned it cute. But yeah, those are most. Those were those lie. And that's pretty much all I got. I plan to make a Spiritomb Pride emote and a Alolan Vulpix Chillin emote. Mm-hmm. But I just have to have I just gotta get the money and time. I need to also make some new sub badges because I got like 6 sub badge slots open, and I'm like, I need to get them. I need to get more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I definitely have ideas for other emotes. It's just money and then places to put them.
Yeah. I mean, I can maneuver around it for a few more emotes, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, I know I have like one animated emote slot open. Just for me, the problem is money.
Yeah, it always comes down to the bottom dollar.
Yeah, I know.
If I was any good at drawing, I would have that problem solved. But these mammoth hands of mine, they're only good at building car parts. But anyway, next comes all right. So next comes the shared experiences portion of the show, and as of now, we are still sharing clips. So forgive me for this is going to look funky for a moment. Mm-hmm. So as per the past few podcasts, I have asked the guest to supply me with 3 clips of some of their best Pokemon moments, and she provided me with 3 of them. This is going to be the first one. This is the day I met you.
Yeah.
This happened the day I met you.
I had to include this clip.
Yeah. So this is what we talked about earlier. She found a Shalfa Floatzel during the event, the shiny Alpha Showdown. I didn't find a single Alpha. She found this one, and I'll let the clip speak for itself. And again, Mod Squad, let me know if the audio in this is either too loud or too soft. I'll pay attention to the chat on my mobile device, but here we go.
Yes! Fuck yeah!
And also, fun fact, this was the last clip featured in the latest Showdown trailer.
It was. Yo!
People can say what they want about Floatzel and Buizel. They got some good shinies.
Oh yeah, it's a really good shiny. Can someone clip that? I will catch this thing.
Look how bigger that Gallade is. That thing. I think a standard Gallade would probably be as tall as that Buizel.
Right. Yeah, that was an alpha Gallade. Should not be hitting.
Yeah, I know it was an alpha. I'm just saying. That's why I said a standard Gallade.
Right. Flip the catch on. There's the catch.
Oh, you're using Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Yes!
Okay. Alright, so here's the second one. So I kind of watched this clip a little bit, but I didn't see the full thing, so I'm about to experience this fully for the first time.
I can barely see shit.
That was me yesterday with the EVs.
You know this? Oh yeah.
Yesterday, I was doing an outbreak in the desert, and I could barely see the EVs because they were brown and it was a sandstorm. I could only see the one. I could only see the albinos. But yeah, actually, this was the first Pokemon I hunted for at the beginning of the year. So yeah, first shiny of 2023 was a shiny Earthworm.
No! It ran into me!
You're just dumbfounded right there.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'll go into why I was more dumbfounded than anything, but...
Well, to be fair, I actually have had a shiny run into me, just not on screen. It was shiny Zigzagoon. I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, it just ran into me. This is an off-screen moment, though, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a clip for a little bit of your namesake.
Yes, because we had to have the namesake.
Here we go. I haven't seen this one yet. Jigglypuff.
Shiny! Oh! Yeah! It's over! What's the quick ball?
Quick ball?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? It said last year. How long ago was that?
It was a year and a half. So the Buneary was actually the first shiny hunt I started after starting stream. I'd gotten a Emerald, Amora or whatever words, and that I had started before I even thought about and went to go start stream. And Buneary was the first hunt that it's like, all right, now that I got the Amora, let's start a Buneary hunt.
I see. Well, I will say your hair has grown a significant amount just since you got that Buneary.
Yeah.
It makes my hair growth look like child's play back then. But anyway. Alright, so here are my clips. These are the 3 I selected for today. We're gonna start off with one of my more recent finds. This one, I will say, this one was redemption for me per se. Because for those of you that don't know, last year, as part of the Team Yell Shiny Race, I was like in the semifinals until I faced Chloe. It's Chloe. Yeah. And we decided off screen the shiny hunt for Scraggy. Little did I know how good my shiny luck was when I found a shiny Scraggy in 18 eggs. I found it in 18 eggs. No, wait. Yeah, it was 18 eggs. An 18 egg shiny Scraggy. And Chloe was like, yeah, I'm probably going to lose this. She fucking manifested a shiny Scraggy at egg number 17. Just one egg to beat me. The one egg that could have gave her the win over me, she got it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. But fate was in store for us because when Beefy organized the bracket for the next one, we were in the first round. Completely random, no bullshit. We were facing each other in the first round. We decided to hunt for Bulbasaur because I was going through a starter hunt and she didn't have Bulbasaur. So this here was the redemption that I desperately needed. And here is the dumbfounded, shocked me. Here. All right, Darkrai. I'm not even focused on that screen. I'm focused on the other one.
Whoa! Whoa, what? No! What? No shot!
I was trying to be PG there for a second.
No shot! No, this is not 5 eggs, this is 2! 2!
The only reason the counter is 5 is because I whenever my egg counter is auto set, so the counter increases by 5 because I hatch a set of 5. Like, I don't have that auto counter feature where it counts up the egg after it hatches, so I count it up in batches. So that's why the counter says 5, but it was actually a 2-egg shiny.
Yeah.
No way! Oh my god! 2 eggs for shiny Bulbasaur, are you kidding me? Oh, oh my god, Chloe! You gotta pull a miracle out of your ass!
And she didn't. She didn't find it on the first egg, so I won. And also, fun fact, this was the stream after I broke Skitty J's Darkrai count.
The Darkrai.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that Darkrai.
Nope.
Alright, so this one was during the time where I was doing a shiny badge quest Nuzlocke in Let's Go. And my current target, as you see on the screen, was a Magikarp. Completely random. Completely shocked. No bullshit. This happened.
Oh, what the crap?
A pink noodle. A full odds. Well, technically, because the catch combo did not count towards the Dratinis.
Yeah.
That was a full odds with charm, 4% shiny Dratini in Let's Go. And here's the kicker. Per the rules of the run, I technically had to let that go. But I called bullshit shenanigans and I caught it anyway. I didn't use it for the run, but I caught it anyway. So I had to restart a whole chain of Magikarps, which was not fun. But anyway. Look at me. I can't even close my mouth.
Guys! Shiny Dratini!
This is also during a moment where I have my sunglasses off redeemed.
Shiny Dratini, what the shit? Are you kidding me right now?
God. My old mic was so terrible.
Oh man, I didn't want this to happen. I don't know what to do. Oh man, I didn't want this to happen. I don't know what.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, afterwards I did catch it, but I was contemplating for a good moment there. I was contemplating for a good moment what I should do. All right. So this is what my old shiny hunting layout used to look like before I formally branded as the Poké Network. And this is also during a time where I actually used to have the chat in Discord calls when we were doing DAs. So you'll hear more than just me with this. So you'll hear some of my old followers and current mods in this clip. So nope.
Yes! Yes! 32! Let's go! Let's go! Beast up, baby! 32! The blood moon is here! Whoa! 32! The blood moon is here! Beast up, baby! Nope.
ah, God. I was still kind of baby-faced back then, and God, why was I pounding my chest like a freaking gorilla? Oh God, that was definitely some crazy times right there. That was definitely some crazy times.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, aside from that, are there any like notable Pokemon moments you've had off screen that you're willing to share?
Off screen, honestly, I don't tend to shiny hunt. As I try, since starting stream, I try not to shiny hunt off screen because my biggest worry is finding something off screen, not being able to share it with everyone. The only time that I got a shiny off screen really was there's a Makuhita and a Wattrel because I was just playing through Scarlet and Violet real quick, and then I got a Sableye off screen because I was trying to see a different spot possibly for Roaring Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And as I go into the cave that might have Roaring Moon, there was a shiny Sableye right there. But literally that day, I ended up getting another shiny Sableye on screen. So we at least got a Sableye on screen too at that point. But
Maybe
yeah,
one of these. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the funny parts about that Alpha Floatzel one, not just you rated me, but one of my buddies who used to go by Versus Envy, right before you had rated, had questioned if I had it all set up right and stuff too. So you got your raid luck coming in, him questioning it, and then the shiny pops up.
Yeah, I know who VSMV is.
Yeah. And then the Orthworm, if you go back through that clip and watch it closely, knowing where that shiny was, you do not see that Orthworm at all. It was literally in the fucking ground.
I know. I saw it pop up. I saw the dust cloud pop up.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest examples I know of us making the statement of sometimes you don't find the shinies just find you.
I know. Like when I was like before I started like the 10-10-10 challenge, I was doing all those Ziggy hunts, and it's like I don't remember, was I doing that for Camp Yoha one time? But yeah, I think I did it for Camp Yoha, but it was an off-screen one, but literally I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden this freaking shiny Zigzagoon just pops up and just runs right into me, so it's like, what?
Also, I find it, after I sent the clips, I started thinking for a minute, I'm like, I find it funny that I'm pretty much known for my Masuda roulette, yet I send 3 clips of us hunting Pokemon in the wild.
I'm the Masuda King of Sword and Shield, yet I only featured one Masuda clip.
Yeah. Yeah, and Phil mentioned that, like, I did get a 1-egg shiny. I did not spin that one because it's fucking Yungoos, and I hate Yungoos just a little bit less than Igglybuff.
Oh my god. What did the little purple weasel do to you?
Is it purple? You can never tell.
It's purple. I know that for a fact. I know it's that for a fact because when I watched M&J TV's first playthrough of Sun, he found a random shiny Yungoos on his second episode of his playthrough.
Oh, Yungoos. I was thinking Igglybuff for a second. But yeah, I mean, I don't have much problem with Yungoos. It's just like, of all the Pokemon that hatch in just 1 egg, it was that one.
Oh,
and that's honestly a good example of why I don't set up my auto counter until I'm live, because I would think, what if one of them ends up being shiny right off the hop like that?
Yeah, I mean that's why I do like the 5-egg, because I don't know which one's going to be shiny, so it's like I'm just let the thing roll over while I'm focusing on the Darkrai, because that thing, that thing, oh my god.
That thing.
Maybe one day it'll end.
One day.
It could have potentially ended on Friday, but freaking the mirror box was not agreeing with SV, so I just had to drop that and just do the EVs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that mirror box was not playing nice.
I mean, it does decent with Sword and Shield, and I mean, I see a few glitches from that now and then, but just that thing was like malfunctioning every freaking time you plugged it in.
Right.
It's less than a year old too, so it's like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, but I don't know. One of these, I'll probably just upgrade to another Elgato, so that way my problems don't happen. Alright, well, but anyway. So the next thing I normally like to talk about is like Pokemon related news and speculation and stuff like that. So one topic I want to ask you about is the upcoming DLC, the Indigo Disc. So I like to ask, what are you looking forward to the most with the DLC coming up?
Honestly, one of the things I'm always looking forward to is what Pokemon are going to be coming, not just new ones. I mean, it's a DLC, so there's not going to be too much new. But then of the new Pokemon, their shinies and being able to shiny hunt new things and stuff. I like to spicing up, do an occasional isolation hunt. Which one of those will I be able to actually isolate and hunt it that way? Versus, all right, we're hatching eggs for this thing as well now.
Yeah, everyone's wondering if we're going to be able to isolate and counter the starters. So the second we figure that out, you can imagine how crazy people are going to go.
Right. Oh yeah.
I mean, if it's possible, if it's possible to mark hunt them, you can imagine how many people are trying to get them all marked.
Yeah, I know plenty of people try to mark hunt them. I wouldn't mark hunt them, but if I can get them shiny, I'll be happy.
I mean, that's kind of also why I stopped my starter Masuda quest, so that way I can focus. That way I can potentially focus on getting him in the Indigo Disc.
Yeah.
So that way I can move on to my bucket list hunts, which I have done. I found shiny Golett. I'm on Absol right now. Just, trying to get shinies that I've been meaning to get, but I haven't had time to. Me personally, above all else, I'm waiting for Edgelord Kieran. That's what I'm waiting for the most.
Oh yeah.
I am waiting to just see how edgelord this kid is.
That's gonna be interesting to see as well.
I am dying to see what this kid is gonna be like edgelord style. I am dying. Oh, he went from the sweetest little kid to edgelord. I mean, come on, so good.
Him is one of the main things that I use when talking with like one of my coworkers and stuff. They'll be talking about how it's like, oh, the part 1 DLC wasn't that great or whatever. It's like you also have to forget the story is split in 2 parts. It's not like in Sword and Shield where you had the Isle Armor storyline and then Crown Tundra was a completely different storyline. This is 2 parts to a complete whole of a storyline too.
Yeah, I'm still also waiting for that snake eye teacher to be fully revealed as a baddie bad, because you can't tell me she's not a baddie bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the latest trend of Pokemon games, I wouldn't be surprised if she was evil or something like that.
I mean, I thought that Kieran's sister, what was her name again? I keep forgetting her name.
Shit, I don't remember her name.
If someone remembers her name in the chat, let me know. But anyway, like, I thought she was just the biggest douche canoe on the planet, but then all of a sudden, like, it's all of a sudden, it's like she's like my second favorite Poké girl now.
Right.
Right behind Marnie.
Yeah, it's like she's introduced, and it's like, oh god, this is gonna be hell. And then towards the end, it's like, alright, we can hang out again.
Carmine. Yeah, Carmine could be just the biggest smart ass douche canoe in the world, but I just love that attitude about her. It just makes her her. I just love it. All right. There's actually a little article from Yahoo.com I wanted to share really quick. It's basically this. 1 year on, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are still the best Pokemon games ever.
Yeah,
it literally just goes on to just completely trash, like, what is wrong with the game. Like it says right here, to say Scarlet and Violet launched in a rough state would be a bit of an understatement. Ever since the jump to 3D with Pokemon X and Y, the series has struggled a bit with performance. Some games fail far better. In others, the game was packed with bugs, glitches, some large and small. Performance was rocky at best. Normality of target 30 FPS, but when it reached like under a very specific. Very under sub 30, non-character textures. Oh my god, like this whole article is just bad mouthing just how bad the graphics are and the coding was in SV. And there's even terror rate stuff down in here. It's just like a full article of just completely bad mouthing just how bad the games are performance wise. It's just so fucking funny.
It's definitely not the best of games. I can say I've had my fair share of glitches and stuff with the game.
All I did was open the game and it just glitched beyond glitched.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone says this. They should have just pushed back the release date for the games and fix the bugs, and these games probably would have been some of the best games that have ever been introduced. But now they're not because just the fact that the performance is just such shit.
Yeah, but I also tend to be in the concept of, let's be fair. Game Freak could pile on every single thing everybody's ever asked for a Pokemon game. All regions, all Pokemon, literally whatever complaint you can find about a Pokemon game, and fix it in there. Every feature we've ever liked, everything. It'd be considered by many to be the perfect Pokemon game. Yet you'll have the vocal minority find some way, somehow, to complain about it and say it's one of the worst games.
Indeed. I mean, heck, it's just like freaking those guys saying, giving only a 78%, giving like what, a 7 out of 10 for Hoenn because it's like 70% too much water.
Yeah.
Hey, Hoenn's my home region, so it's like, yes, there's too much water, but you can't disrespect.
But yeah, there's that much water, but at the same time, the whole concept of Ruby and Sapphire was land versus sea.
Yeah, so half the region's on land, half the region's on sea, so you have to understand that. But no one does because they complain about all the surfing and all the repels they had to use just to get to two cities.
Yeah. I just used it as grinding opportunity.
And not me. I wait till after for grinding purposes. I don't grind till I'm about to face the big boss guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Alexis. For to help close out the stream, I like to give the guest an opportunity to give us some inside scoops on some future plans they got in terms of content creation or some goals they want to achieve within the coming years. So you have the floor. What do you got for us?
As far as plans, it's like obviously I'm going to continue my Masuda stuff. I mean, right now we've got some hunts I've got going for Trans Awareness Week, and I enjoy doing stuff like the showdown and these events. So any chance
before that, virtual high five. If we're on the same team again, let's have a good game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the fact, wait, God, I'm trying to think.
Your other hand. That one. Your other hand.
Which way?
Your other hand. Your left hand. Your left hand.
I'm bad about this.
Your left hand on the left hand on my left side.
God damn it! I hate this.
There, closer. There you go. We got it.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Literally, watching your stream is so delayed in this sense.
All right, but if we're on separate teams, every man and woman for themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the fact that the reason I love the showdowns is being able to meet new people and everything too. It's like, would I have ever met you if I didn't go to sign up for the Alpha Showdown? Kind of thing.
I mean, if I didn't join the Underground Showdown, I wouldn't have joined all the others. So
yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, I just recently hit 500 followers. So it's like, I want to keep going 600, 700. Try to grow as big and as best I can. And I never really thought I'd get this far, but I was like, let's keep riding it how it goes. I think.
I can fully understand that. I mean, if somebody told me 3 years ago that I would wind up at almost 2K followers, I'd be like, I'm streaming to literally nobody here. What are you talking about? So yeah, I'm very blessed to be where I am. I mean, thanks to the community effort and everything else, I surpassed my birthday goal of 1,900 followers. So I am finally in the home stretch for 2K. We have literally a month and a half left before the end of the year to hit 2K, and this gives me hope that I can actually reach that goal.
Yeah, and it's like, when I went to start, I literally figured it's like, oh, I'll just be streaming to like myself and maybe like a couple of the friends that I already have. Never would have thought that it's like I'd have the amount of friends and people that I know hanging out and talking on a daily basis with me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, heck, I've met people I've met half my mod team and some of my VIPs IRL because of all this.
Yeah. I haven't met anybody of any of my VIPs or well, okay, one of my VIPs I've met, but this was before I'd actually even put him as a VIP anyway. My friend, his name is Gaming with Noe. He made a trip from California to Florida, and then he went back and stuff because he was moving to Florida. And as he was driving through the South, he stopped in various cities to meet up with Twitch friends. And on his way back, he ended up stopping in my town. We ended up seeing some of the more historical, fun, cool sites around.
Oh, cool.
And then I met one other person that and said that I don't really talk to too much after, but it just happened I was at the new location for my work and stuff, helping him out opening up the store, and he lived like 10 minutes away, and he's like, "Hey, on one of the days you're there, let me know. I'll drive over there and hang out for a little bit or whatever." And I mean, his name's User Idiot, and it's like we were joking about that too, because it's like I was like, "Man, you should have told me when you were coming for sure, because I could have put you on the wait and stuff." I don't know what your first and last name was, but I'd put it as User Idiot on there. His only comment, and this kind of goes to show what kind of person he is. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's totally my actual name. I'm a sixth generation idiot."
Sixth generation idiot. I guess I'd be a third gen idiot then, because I'm from Gen 3. But yeah. For me, like at this point in time, the only thing I want to do in terms of my creation is to get the 2K followers. That's that's my main and only goal at the moment. I've already started my new randomizer. I already got a playthrough of Radical Red going. There's like nothing else specifically I want to do before the end of the year in terms of projects. I mean, obviously we're doing the showdowns and whatnot.
Yeah,
But,
I need to download that. I love playing some of the fan games and stuff, so I need to download that to play it a little bit.
So also, reminder everybody, me and BunearyQueenAlexis are going to be in the Radar Shiny Showdown coming up. So whatever teams we're on, make sure you root for them. Even if we're on separate teams, make sure you root for our teams.
Hopefully we're on the same team, but you know, with my luck, we won't be, and I'll end up meeting even more people because I won't have any of my friends on the same team somehow.
This will be the first time since the Reversal Radar Challenge I've done Radar on stream, and I hate doing Radar. So I'm putting aside my hate. I'm putting aside my hatred to do this. So
yeah, I've never actually done Radar. I need to quit the Dialga hunt that I probably never gonna actually finish. Get the Radar.
I had to go through Shining Pearl because I didn't want to leave New Moon Island again.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Yeah.
Damn it, Darkrai!
Fuck you, Darkrai. Okay. All right. Before we get out of here, the rule is guest chooses the raid. So where are we going?
Let's see who all is online right now.
Yeah, just go ahead and just put their name in the chat, and I'll copy and paste it.
Yeah. Let's see, looking at. I think we're gonna go with my friend Ari Poké Princess here. Like she's one of my good friends and stuff. She's one of my VIPs. She's always like in chat and stuff, and she's actually doing an animation class and stuff. She's been doing some animation classes, and one of the reasons she wanted to do that is so that when she's done and she learns how to do all this stuff, she can actually make stuff for a lot of our friends on Twitch. Here, let me find the actual link here.
I got her pulled up.
You got her pulled up? Okay.
Yeah, I got her pulled up. All right.
Looks like she's doing the EVs right now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Before we leave it today, so again, everybody, if you're not following BunearyQueenAlexis, please drop her channel a follow for allowing me to pick her brain today and showing us just how much of a nerd she is. And also, again, thank you so much, Alexis, for stepping up to the plate and allowing the season to pick up normally. You would have been in season 3, but looks like you jump-started the season 2. So again, thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, the raid is starting, and please sure to copy and paste the messages in the chat, everybody. Raid 2 is for followers. Raid is for subscribers. And I will see you guys. Well, I will see you guys again on Tuesday for more Shining Out the Adventures. But in terms of the podcast, I will see you guys in a couple of weeks with a brand new guest. Just a spoiler for the remainder of the season. The last 2 podcasts are both Yeller podcasts, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
But
one of these days I'll be on a stream team or 2.
all right. So, what do you usually say is your outro?
I mean, I thank everyone for coming on by and stuff. If I noted a follower or subscribe, I tend to point them out and thank them especially. I know I saw Nojin. Who was the other subscribe we had during this podcast here?
I already asked them. I already thanked them. There's no Jen Strix.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like to just mention them once again, thanking them.
But yeah, I stay safe, stay strong, stay tuned for Pokemon exclusive content. And as always, has been the Top Goon, your man Spence. Beast out. See you in the raid. Y'all have a great night, you nerds. But in honor of the True Turbo, we say here from PokeNERDS Incorporated, stay safe, stay rockin', stay true to yourself. From all of us at PokeNERDS Inc., we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.